volume is only to your headphones.
Let's turn the volume down. Y'all just wait for the live, and I got it.
Good evening.
That's all you mother. Hey,
Safe space culture is making the world a more dangerous place to live. The point is simple. The pampered lamb is no better off for having been pampered. It becomes no faster or stronger than would have been by allowing it to live out its adolescence among the flock. No, a pampered lamb serves only as a veal dinner for the wolves. By shielding individuals from exposure to conflicting viewpoints and creating a bubble where an intellectual diversity does not have a place, we produce little more than proverbially pampered lambs. Safe spaces are stinting the growth of society and congesting intellectual discourse. Too often have we gotten into the habit of labeling words as weapons. And while in regard to the power of words, with all their power, they can indeed be used as weapons, we fundamentally disagree with these folks on how much the power of words, when wielded as weapons, actually possess. What makes words so drastically different from physical weapons is the extent to which the damage which words can actually inflict is totally up to the victim rather than the aggressor. You can't choose how deep a bullet penetrates your flesh. You can't stop the cut of a blade from bleeding by choice. With words, when they are used against you, you can choose exactly how much and in what manner they affect you. Words have only power if you attribute power to them. And to insinuate that words alone have been the driving force behind the pacification of our nation is simply ludicrous. This is where the respect for the power of words, especially for those with a mastery of language, becomes tantamount to an obligation to intellectual honesty. This is the point. Words are certainly powerful, influential things, especially when wielded by those with influence. But there is little more dangerous than a masterfully crafted lie? This is Idiotics. Politics for idiots. Wow.
That was
That was not the right
that was
soundbite.
not the right soundbite. Let's try again.
Okay, let's. Okay.
Tweets.
Wrong.
Nope,
wrong.
nope, wrong one.
Okay.
There
it is.
Idiolytics. If you're dumb, listen
To our show. Hey, welcome back, everybody.
What's up, everybody? With me in the studio, as always, is my co-host Mike. Say hi, Mike.
Hi.
And he puts the idiot in Idiotics. His name is Dakota Baker.
I'm severely unqualified to be here.
Yes, you are, but that's the only reason you are here, and that's what makes you qualified in the first place. And he only drinks gluten-free. Okay, I was gonna make a gluten joke, but it's Drew the Hipster, everybody.
Hola.
Okay, man, we got another big show for you guys today. A lot has actually happened in the last week since we last came to you live.
We have a new location.
We do have a new location. We have moved, and you are very excited about this, aren't you?
I
Baker?
really am.
We have moved the production to Baker's living room.
Yes.
From Mike's living
and
room.
everyone is super thrilled about it.
Yes, it's much easier to move around. The video quality has drastically gone. As a matter of fact, turn off that light.
Which light?
The one, Mike.
Hey, hit that closest light switch.
We're really drowned out by that. There we go. That's better.
Better?
Yeah, let's see. I'm not sure what's gonna look like once we actually. Whatever. Anyway, so moving on. So Trump has been named the Time Person of the Year.
Yes, he has.
Okay, so the left has shit the bed once again over this one. Mike, you want to field it?
Yeah, sure. So the left is losing its mind over Donald Trump being put as Time Person of the Year. And also, just so people know, Time Person of the Year is not greatest person of the year.
Yeah, it's not the best person of the year.
Not best person of the
It's
year.
not favorite person of
It's
the
not
year.
It's not the
favorite
best
person
looking
of the
person
year.
of the year.
Certainly not. It's just guy of the year or female. Sorry, ladies. Yeah, so it has nothing to do with how quality of a person they are. It's just most influential.
Right.
Pretty much who absorbs the most headlines.
Yeah, exactly. Who has the
Which-
most media influence?
Is
of the
anyone
year?
surprised that it's Trump?
No.
No, he obviously
This is the person of the year.
Yeah, obviously person of the year. But the funny thing is that the left is losing its mind, and they are putting out this boycott of Time magazine.
Who's putting out the boycott?
The left.
Now, is everyone like, just to put you guys on the same page? Time Magazine is notoriously a left publication,
Okay,
which
I mean,
again proves the fact that the left has no idea what they're supposed to be doing.
sometimes, yeah, most of the time. But the funny thing here is, like, you have, like, Sean King tweeted out, like, just so you guys know, Stalin, Hitler, Putin, Trump, all names named for Person of the Year. Just so you know, in the last 8 years, Obama has been Person of the Year twice.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton's been Person of the Year.
Yeah, so is Rudy Giuliani.
So have like the last three
You don't know
popes.
anyone. Yeah, popes.
Did Osama get on that list?
Osama
I think
has been on
was.
that
Yeah,
list.
exactly.
Yes.
He's been on the
Yeah.
list.
Was he on
right.
that list? Is Osama bin Laden on that
Yeah,
list?
I'm
think he
pretty
is.
sure he is. I
Maybe.
remember.
Oh, just a little person called Osama bin Laden.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right, so
So
the-
it's stupid. Got
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So, well, the outrageous
Yeah,
thing
fuck them.
is that the left would take this to boycott it. That's like someone pointing out a fact. Like if there was something bad going on in the world, like, hey, the Islamic world still supports slavery, and then instead of being like that's bad, the left would rather target the publication that says that that's bad. You know, they'll be
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness, I can't believe they said that. Boycott.
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's just absurdity, complete absurdity.
Definitely. Now, the byline reads "President of the Divided States of America," and when I first read it, I thought it was like a dig on Trump. You know what I mean?
No, to me it's.
I mean, it
accurate.
might.
It is.
Yeah,
I think
it
it
is.
is. I think it is.
So
I think it's a
basically,
dig on
this is
Trump.
directly from Trump. So every December, Time names the person who had the greatest influence, for better or for worse, on the events of the year. So which it is? So wait, what's it say? So which is it this year, better or worse? The challenge for Donald Trump is profound. Is how profoundly the nation disagrees. That's definitely. I have no problem with this being the divided states of America because we are more divided as a
Absolutely.
nation. Yeah.
Hey, Mal, real quick, I'm going to cut you off. Who's the left? Question in the comments.
Who is
Please-
the left?
Please elaborate.
Okay,
Who
so
are
when we
these
talk,
people?
okay, I think we get a lot of people riled up for this. Who asked the question?
Corey asked the question, who is the left?
Okay, so when we define the left, I'm not talking about everyone who is of the worldview that most liberals
Also,
are.
per the comments, Baker just adjusted his junk.
My goddamn brother-in-law. I swear to God. Ryan, go home.
Stop
Fucking-
adjusting your joke on camera. Okay. Let's bring it back. Okay. So, are you done? Your ball's comfortable?
Yeah.
You want me to be honest?
Okay, so anyway, back to the left.
Yeah.
So the left, when I define the left, I'm not talking about every liberal under the sun. I'm not talking about every liberal under the sun. I'm not talking about every person who voted for Barack Obama. I'm not talking about every person who voted for Hillary Clinton. When I'm talking about the left, I mean the cultural movement of the left toward authoritarian ideology, right? That's what I'm defining. And what I mean by that is people, again, the difference between a conservative and a liberal is that as a conservative, my worldview is that the government is bad at doing things. And so I am conservative in my application of government. As a liberal, people are generally of the worldview that people are bad at doing things or getting things done or do them inefficiently. So they like the government to step in and intervene. I think that's stupid, but a lot of people don't. So that's
Agreed.
the distinction. So the left is people who move toward authoritarian thinking.
Yeah. All right. I would agree. Yeah. And left is a broad term. Someone called them the regressive left.
Right.
But sadly, it's turning into mainstream.
Yeah,
leftism.
unfortunately. And
Yeah,
you know,
like classical liberals are honestly like on the right these days.
yeah, exactly, like
which is-
Rubin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Guys that started on the left, but the left has just regressed so extremely far to the supposed left that they leave everyone that started there on the right. Which
Right.
is
Yeah,
absurd.
absolutely. I mean, you look at Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, they would have been seen as nut jobs 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Even-
Well,
even on the
now
left. I mean, they're still
now they're
nut
labeled
jobs.
progressive.
Right, exactly. And that's
It's gone from being absolute batshit fucking crazy to the progressive and the new standard. Social
Oh,
justice.
it's just, again, broad
Right.
language the left likes to use to label
Yeah.
itself. You know, you
Right.
look at, like, okay, well,
yeah,
moving on.
That's good. Moving on.
Okay,
Hey,
so,
and Corey's also happy with that answer.
good. We're
per-
glad we can answer your question, Corey.
Per word.
Right. So Trump is now okay. So what's going on with the whole Trump situation? During his transition into the White House, he's been living in Trump Tower. I mean, it is his home. He lives in a penthouse in the middle of some major street in New York. And what's up, pizza guy? Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
what's
man?
up?
We
Pizza
ordered
guy
some
is here
pizza.
live.
Hey, how's
Live.
it going?
Hey, what's up, man? You are live on Ideolitics.
We're a podcast.
Welcome to the show.
Sweet. You want us to give you a shout out?
Shout out to Marco's Pizza.
Word. Shout out to Marco's Pizza. You guys do a great job.
That's in frame. I just looked down at my phone. That's totally in frame.
Is it really?
Yes.
You can see him in there.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
What's your name? Christopher?
Yes,
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Christopher.
Chris. All right.
me as well. Thank you. You guys have a great night.
You too.
too.
You
Hey,
too.
Get your money. You got money.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, from Christopher.
Hey,
Later,
hey,
bro.
yeah.
Merry
Here.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And those are all bakers.
Baker ordered pizza.
So not only am I an idiot, I'm notoriously fat. So as you guys were saying, what were we
Okay, so
talking
anyway,
about?
so Donald Trump has been trying to live in his home in Trump Tower.
Someone seriously come take these pizzas from me.
Yeah,
Like, they're so
we'll get one
warm.
of our interns to come do it.
Intern. Just the
All
the
right.
bottom two.
Leave Baker a pizza.
Yes, you can, Ryan.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
What did you
Okay. Okay. So getting back on topic. So Trump has been living in Trump Tower. It's been costing New York as a city a shit ton of money, a shit ton. Because
Yeah,
if you
let's-
can we get the graphic of what it looks like outside of there we go. So. It cost the city of New York since Trump has been inaugurated $35 million.
That's roughly like what?
Like I think 500,000 a day or something like that. And so basically,
Yeah,
Mayor
500,000 a day.
Mayor Bill De Blasio of New York has petitioned the Congress and Barack Obama to sign over basically an easement that would allow the federal government to absorb those costs rather than having the city of New York bear it as a whole, which I'm totally in line with. You know what I mean? Making a city. And this is not unprecedented. This has happened with other transitions in the past. In 2009, when Barack Obama took office, they did a similar easement. There's nothing on the books right now legislatively that says the federal government has to front that cost. But you know, I wouldn't want to see New York bear all that.
So all this money has been accumulated during the campaigning process, in which we talked about this before, and to my knowledge, we were the first people to talk about this. Like this was such an undershadowed. It wasn't
Undercovered.
talked about. Undercovered.
Good job.
It was undercovered. And when you think about where Trump Tower is, it's on.
Can I have some pizza?
Yeah, absolutely. It's on Madison and Fifth. It's a very busy part of New York. and they were shutting down that block
Mm-hmm.
for days at a time during the campaign. And you got to think about who's being affected by that. Not only is it the local businesses,
Mm-hmm.
the local commuters, but Trump Tower is also like the middle of it is luxury condominiums and apartments.
Yeah. So people who actually live in Trump Tower.
It was life had to be hell for them. I don't see that was being easy.
right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
in a nation of 300 million people, who gives a shit about one tower? I just think it's dumb that Trump would try and live anywhere. I don't really give a shit about where his wife or kids.
okay,
decide
but
to
let's
live.
talk about it. Let's talk about it. So basically, the thing now is there was some speculation: is Trump going to continue to try to live in Trump Tower instead of the White House during his presidency? He's announced that he will live in the White House, but Melania and his son Barron will be staying in New York in Trump Tower up until the point where Barron has finished his this year of school.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
means I'm not sure what the cost difference is going to be from protecting the First Lady and Barron, but I can't imagine it'd be terribly less.
No,
you know what
but
I mean?
they're not the president. They don't run the free world, so I'm not really too concerned about them. And go ahead, choke that down, Mal. Let's see. Corey's got to know what kind of pizza we got.
It's pepperoni.
Pepperoni, all
good.
pepperoni, every single one of them.
I don't know. Is there anything that's not pepperoni?
That's terribly boring.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Disappointing.
It's disappointing.
Okay, so moving
yeah.
on. So more Trump
So-
stuff. So aside from costing the city of New York $35 million, Trump has actually potentially made the U.S. a $50 billion investment from SoftBank.
Yeah, all right. Moving on to more positive things. So
What
this
is
is actually
SoftBank?
SoftBank is a Japanese. I don't know if they're Japanese based, right? I know it's owned by Japanese. So they've said that they're going to invest $50 billion into the U.S. market. I hear that that's mostly in the Starbucks apparently, and so Trump is spouting that it's also going to give him America 50,000 jobs, which I don't know if you've ever been to a Starbucks, but they require like
Right.
2
One
guys.
barista.
So maybe not 50,000
One
jobs.
dude with really tight pants and a lisp.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So maybe one tight pants guy gets a job. All right, not one, but not 50,000. Either way, it's a good thing. This is capitalism at work. This is good.
Well, let's talk about the
capitalism.
reasons that that SoftBank has actually decided to put that kind of investment in the United States again. So what's gone on now is that SoftBank is a major investment firm overseas, right? It's a Chinese investment firm.
It's Chinese
And-
based.
Yes.
Oh, really? I thought they were Japanese.
Or is it Japanese? I don't know. Maybe I'm racist.
You
I think it's
probably
Chinese. I think it's Chinese.
are. I'm going with Japanese.
Do they all look the same?
Can we get one of the interns to research that?
Yeah, hey,
is it,
guys,
is
can you plug that into Google?
SoftBank Japanese or Chinese?
You want to put money on it?
Sure. Yeah, I got 5 on Japan.
I got 5 on China.
I got 5 on Asian.
What? Okay, so moving on. So aside from just like Starbucks, SoftBank also owns Sprint. So now
Like
this is
Sprint, the mobile company.
Sprint Mobile.
No,
yes.
like running. They own running.
Yes, good job, Baker. Okay, so what's gone on here, and this is the major difference between why like the Carrier deal with Carrier Air Conditioning, where Trump basically threatened Carrier.
Well,
out of-
we don't know if they threatened.
No, we don't know for sure, but we have a pretty good idea.
Well, what we do know is that he offered, probably Pence, right? Because Pence is the governor of Indiana. Pence offered them tax incentives. Now they do have large defense government contracts, so he could have threatened those, but there's no evidence of that.
There's no necessary, but sources close to the Trump transition say those talks were had.
I believe it, but that's a stretch.
Right. Okay. Anyway, but
what we know is it's crony capitalism.
yeah. Okay. So we know it's crony capitalism, and what makes the difference here is that so if you look at the example of Sprint, it's owned by SoftBank, right?
Yeah.
They've been trying to acquire T-Mobile in order to increase their market share within the free market, right?
Got
so the Obama administration has vehemently opposed that merger, and they've used what are called the antitrust powers of the government to block it. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
they don't want Sprint to be able to create a monopoly by purchasing T-Mobile. Now, it wouldn't
Okay.
create a monopoly. Obviously, we have Verizon and AT&T.
Yeah.
But
Can you believe that the Verizon guy switched over?
What?
The spokesman for Verizon? You don't know about
you
that?
Mean, you mean? Oh yeah, that he's
Can
like.
you
Sprint-
believe
yeah,
that?
I know,
That
right?
he switched?
Can you hear me now, guy?
Yeah,
Dick.
I know. What I just feel
Betrayed,
Verizon
but
should feel
I
betrayed.
have,
I have
pizza sauce
Verizon.
all over my shirt.
I'm betrayed. All right. Anyways,
Okay. Moving on. So. Do you want
me to help you out? All right. So
So the deal. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm done now. I didn't mean to cut you
All
off.
right, go ahead, asshole.
We are getting the most dirty looks from our producer I have ever seen in my entire life.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
over
we're
there
like sitting
hating.
here.
No, nobody wants to hear you fucks chewing into the microphone.
Okay, we're done. We're done eating pizza on the fucking show.
Oh,
Okay,
we're getting
so
broadcast
basically,
interrupted.
what this appears to suggest that now that Trump has taken office, or is going to be taking office, it appears that SoftBank is under the assumption, based on signals from Trump, that Trump is not going to intervene in that merger anymore. So they have decided to put investing back into the United States and allow that merger to potentially happen during the next 8 years, right? So what this is an example of how free market capitalism differs from crony capitalism, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what really happened here was nothing at all. And that's all that I want out of government, is that Trump decided, I'm not going to levy any more antitrust regulation, or has signaled in that manner. They believe that Trump will not intervene with their merger anymore. And so they're free to go into the market and make this purchase and ideally create jobs, expand their brand, produce more, hopefully for a lower price. And that, in essence, is free market capitalism. Crony capitalism is where you offer a bribe, such as with the carrier deal, in the form of tax incentives. Like, so, okay, here's a regulation, even though it's, a reduction regulation. So here's a regulation that provides you an incentive to leave. Now, typically, a tax incentive is just less taxes, right?
Yeah.
Which is what that is. But all that has been done with the carrier deal is saying, hey, you guys can pay, $7 million fewer, and also don't fucking leave.
We're getting a lot of, I don't know if a producer can do anything about this, but apparently a lot of our viewers are getting interruptions in the broadcast. Getting a lot of, most from all over the country. So I'm not that just throwing it out there.
That's probably just Facebook.
Yeah, it's Facebook and the Wi-Fi and all that. Yeah,
Got it. Baker's fault. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Blame
It was
Baker.
Facebook.
Okay. Well, if you keep getting interrupted live, ideally, once this goes to recorded, hopefully that you can just catch what you missed.
You can just go ahead and email Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And tell
Better
him to
position.
fix that shit.
Okay, so anyway, basically what this boils down to is deregulation of the free market plus a lack of threats and interventionism is good for the free market.
Yes.
That's why SoftBank is coming here, because
Yes.
Trump is doing less, or is perceived to be someone who's going to do less.
Right.
So good
right.
Trump.
Right. So as a capitalist, I would look at SoftBank as a positive move, and
Definitely.
Trump presidency has brought them there, which would be good capitalism. Now, what he's doing with the carrier deal, I would call that crony capitalism.
Yeah, and that's the
not,
distinction.
That's not a good thing. Yeah, that is. I mean, it's essentially picking winners and losers in a market that should be deregulated across the board, but instead he's going to pick the ones that he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And can Trump call every company, in America and give them these one-on-one tax incentives?
Why not?
No, but he
No.
sure as hell.
No,
he
they should be across the board.
Right. No, Trump cannot comment every company that he would like to, but he certainly can tweet at them, which brings us to our next segment, Trump tweets.
Oh, this is my
Trump
favorite. I'm excited for this. This is me.
Tweets.
Okay, let's bring it up, boys.
Trump tweets, what dumb shit will he say next?
Yay.
Okay.
Okay.
Our favorite man-child. Someone gave him a phone.
I think he bought the phone.
I think he bought the phone. Is it? 'Cause-
He's very rich.
Okay.
He's got money.
Okay, so the first Trump tweet we want to get to today is one that's a little bit too long to throw up on our screen, but I'm going to read it. This is basically him threatening anyone. Here, I'm just going to read it to you guys, and I'll let you try your own
Is
conclusion.
it long?
It is. a
I
little
thought they
bit
only
long.
had like a 140
Well, he
character
does.
limit.
The thing that he does is that he breaks up large paragraphs that he probably writes on like Microsoft Word, and then actually breaks them up into several different tweets. So the totality of this tweet comes out to this: the U.S. is going to substantially reduce taxes and regulations on business, but any business that leaves our country for another country, fires its employees, builds a new factory or plant in another country, and then thinks it's going to sell back its products into the U.S. without retribution or consequence is wrong in all capitals. There will be a tax on our soon-to-be strong border of 35% for these companies wanting to sell their products, cars, AC units, etc., back across the border. This tax will make leaving financially difficult, but ... these companies are able to move between all 50 states with no tax or tariff being charged. Please be forewarned prior to making a very costly mistake. The United States is open for business, which is really an ironic way to end that tweet.
So he went from saying no, we're open for business.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially,
So basically,
yeah.
he's just threatening you if you are a company that wants to move your borders to decrease your costs, this, that, and the other, which is the essence of free market. You should seek out the lowest possible and price to produce your goods in order to produce them for a lower price to the consumer. That's
Right.
the idea. That's why people move. It's because it's really expensive right now to conduct business here in the United States. That's why companies move to China and to Ecuador and all these other places, right?
Yeah.
So that's why they do this. And Trump is basically saying, well, okay, you can do that, but I'm going to tax you a whole shit ton. So theoretically, if it's still more advantageous for these companies to produce outside the United States, even with that tariff, all they're going to do is raise the prices to make up that margin. Again, the way that you appeal to as a large company is to reduce your production costs so that you can produce a product at the lowest price possible at the smallest margin possible so no one else can undercut you within the market. And that way you can appeal to more people because the lower price will attract more people to your product.
Yeah,
That doesn't
exactly.
happen if you start levying taxes within a country to make it hard to conduct business because they have to pay more to make their product.
Yeah, exactly. So also on that note, Carrier, some of their jobs did go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Right. So Trump
Yeah,
didn't
right.
say
Well, they
much.
like cut them, I think. Did they go to Mexico or did they just cut them
No,
outright?
they went to Mexico.
Okay.
A lot of them went to Mexico. Trump actually, saved is a strong word for it, but Trump kept about
Retained.
Trump kept about 800 jobs in America, and also Carrier's prices just went up 5%.
Oh, that's a big surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start levying, well, basically the idea was that Carrier was going to save like $65 million by moving to Mexico.
Yeah.
But now all they've saved is, so they've actually lost like somewhere like $55 million by not moving to Mexico. But
Yeah.
they saved $7.7 million in tax incentives. So-
Exactly.
and this is
Yep.
why crony capitalism does not work. And that's what this is. This was a good headline for Trump. That's all it was. That's what Trump
Yeah, so
went
that would
seeking
be
a
an
headline.
example of crony. Now, what he's doing in that tweet is fascist.
Yes,
is
economic
fascist
fascism.
Economics.
Exactly. He's
yeah.
threatening you if you move, if you do anything else than what is, by doctrine established here,
Yeah.
then you're fucked. That's
You
what
guys
you're
are
doing.
boring.
You're boring.
No, seriously. Like,
Oh my
where's
goodness.
the pizzazz?
Shut up.
Okay,
They,
add some pizzazz. Read up the next. Let's bring up the next Trump tweet. Okay.
Okay, Trump tweeted at Boeing trying to cancel the Air Force One contract. I'm sure I'm going to butcher this. He tweets, the plane is totally out of control. We want Boeing to make a lot of money, but not that much money. Boeing is primarily inside, it's a U.S. company.
Yeah. So.
Why is he trying to...
Are you stupid? Are you fucking stupid? Okay. So the reason that Trump.
Are you fucking kidding me? You told me that's why I'm on your show.
Yes, that is why. I guess it was a rhetorical question. We know you're fucking stupid. Anyway, so the reason that Trump is tweeting this, right, is because if you look, I checked some political fact, right? So he said that the budget was like somewhere around like $4 million. And what they're doing is they're re-upping the contract on Air Force One to provide new planes, a fleet of 2 planes, right? They swap back and forth so one can be in the air, one can do maintenance. Sometimes one provides a decoy for the other one, right?
Right.
So what they're doing is they currently they're contract for $170 million to go through the process to figure out what exactly they need to add to this plane, right? Which I'm not exactly sure why $170 million has to go just to figuring some stuff out. You know what I mean? Anyway, so the total projected budget for this, and it's still like up in the air according to Boeing, is like $3.7 million over the next 12 years, or $3.7 billion over the next 12 years in order to figure out and produce these planes. So Trump is basically saying, "Hey, that's expensive. I don't like that. We should be which great headline news for Trump. Great politics to like go out there and try and make it appear as if he's trying to cut these sort of interpersonal deals with these companies. But then, Mike, what happened right before that tweet went out?
Right. So right before that, the CEO or one of the CEOs of Boeing criticized Trump's economics. Is essentially
Yeah,
what happened.
exactly. And so Trump is like sitting there like, he said that about me?
Yeah.
Say this about him.
Yeah,
Which is
and
what
so
Trump is notorious for doing.
So I trouble with this regularly. Is Trump playing this 6-dimensional chess, or is he just reactionary to all
Right,
these?
and it's like we may never know. Either he's really fucking smart and he's playing this game. It's 6-dimensional chess where I'm going to divert this attention this way and this attention this way,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to do all this behind the scenes shit. Or is he just a reactionary like old grandpa?
Yeah.
Who, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like get off my lawn. you know,
Exactly,
which
and we
is
may never
essentially
know.
Trump tweets.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
this is the guy that won the presidency of the United States.
Yeah,
Cody said that it's a good thing that they're spending that much money on there. That's not what he said. Hang on. He said diamond toilet seat, good for the skin.
Diamond toilet seats are good for the skin.
that sounds about right.
Exfoliates.
Yeah.
Exfoliates.
exactly. So Bethany asks, why doesn't Trump just use his own plane?
Well, I can answer that.
Okay. I'm
So,
interested.
So Air Force One, not only are there exact replicas of it for decoys, there's engines running at all times normally.
At all times.
at all times.
Always.
That's an actual thing that I learned from Harrison Ford.
Won't they
So-
explode?
What?
Yeah.
You learned that from Harrison Ford?
Yeah, Air Force One. Have you
Does
seen
he
it?
fly?
No. Oh,
Okay,
damn it.
that's
okay.
a movie.
Okay. Baker is
Yeah, the
putting-
movie is literally called Air Force One. Okay, no, seriously though, the reason he can't just replace it with his own is because all 3 Air Force Ones have very militarized components on them. Everything from the GPSs, the electronics, parts of the plane are
Yeah.
It's
So
an
armor
air
plated.
fortress.
It's an air fortress.
Yeah,
The,
so it's
Air
just-
Force One was designed to run the whole country from it seamlessly. Trump's plane, not so much. And if we were to spend the money to militarize his plane, we would have to spend the money. I mean, we would have to expect it to get demilitarized at the end of his term.
Right.
If not, that's just too much technology.
Well,
for
it's
a civilian
also
to have.
probably, I don't know what retrofitting a plane like Trump's, I don't know exactly like the ins and out of his Trump, but retrofitting a plane like that, could you imagine the downtime on that aircraft? And like, you know what I mean? There's no way. It's not going to happen. Also, the military would intervene right there and be like, no, there's no way. There's just no way he could get away with that one. So that's why he won't use his own plane, is because that would be really stupid.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work. It's a totally different plane.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. Airplane, I get it, but they just don't cross over into the same sphere.
Okay, away
I
from
don't.
the... go ahead.
None of us really know that much about airplanes, though.
Yeah, no, none
Nah,
of
I
us
don't
at
know
all. I
anything
don't
about
know
'em.
shit about
Don't know
airplanes.
about 'em. Hey, I'm gonna sidetrack for a little bit, but Anthony Burton asked a really well thought out question that I think you could foul. It's a little off topic, but
Go for it.
Do you want to field this?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So, not sure if this is reading off the post. Not sure if it's been answered in the past, but what are your thoughts on progressive thinking individuals being labeled alt-right fanatics by the far left, who's when those individuals are more conservative? More specifically, individuals such as Milo Yiannopoulos are constantly attacked by the feminist movement and by Black Lives Matter. Are individuals like Milo more important or detrimental to the forward-thinking and changing or even eliminating the safe space culture?
Okay, so
And
Milo.
That's
Milo.
a well thought out question.
Yeah, that's a
Very
great
good.
question. So let me take this.
Shout out
So-
to Tony, by the way.
Word. Thanks, Tony. That was great.
Yeah, it was a good question.
Kind of off topic, whatever.
He was my bassist in England.
Oh, was he really?
Nice.
Word.
Yeah, really well thought out
No shit.
question.
Okay, so check it out. So Milo Yiannopoulos, if you don't know who he is, he's sort of a provocateur. He's a writer for Breitbart. He's been on. He's like a half Jewish, gay British guy who is.
So you know he's smart.
Yeah, he's super
You know
smart.
he's smart, right?
He's got a
British
charming
and
accent.
Jew, like
Yeah.
that's
And gay.
That's top.
Yeah, so he's like a unicorn. He's also a very vehement conservative. He writes for Breitbart, which again was like ran by Andrew Bannon or fucking Steve Bannon.
Yeah, not Breitbart.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people want to, and he's actually self-proclaimed alt-right. That's his thing. Is he likes to, and I don't think he even understands what the alt-right is. And this is the issue, that a lot of people want to label anyone who is sort of, a lot of people would label us alt-right, and we'll actually get to that later on the show today.
As conservative and well thought out and intelligent as Milo is,
I thought you were gonna say myself. I was gonna cut you off there. I was gonna,
no,
nope.
as Milo and I consider ourselves to be,
Sure.
he's a fucking instigator.
That's why I said he's a provocateur.
Yeah, that's what that means. Provocateur.
Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
doesn't know what that word
I'm
means.
sorry. I was unaware that this is politics for the smart people.
I feel like everyone but you knows what provocateur means. I'm sorry. This is politics for idiots.
You're
politics
I'm
for
sorry.
idiots.
Okay,
Excuse me, Baker.
I'll dumb it down. Anyway,
Let's teach our other guy on the panel what provocateur means.
Right. We'll start fucking. Okay. Anyway, so back on topic. So here's what's going on. Here's what's going on with Milo. Milo Yiannopoulos is self-proclaimed alt-right, even though he's sort of like, as far as alt-right actually goes, really isn't on the well and true alt-right. We made this distinction last show, I think, or a couple shows ago.
Yep.
The alt-right is an ethnocentric European nationalist movement that has deep ties to Europe and Russia, and they encompass white supremacy. All this is like the neoconservative right in Europe is where
Yeah.
this whole thing came from.
Yep.
And it's been conflated because of people like Milo in the U.S. with these sort of like, guys like us.
Yeah,
we're,
with,
we're
like, the
all
meme
uneducated.
culture.
Yeah, exactly. Uneducated white males.
Yeah.
Cisgender males who are sort of trolly. We generally tend to not be so critical of critical thinking, right? Which is the opposite
Yeah.
of the left, right? They're
Yeah.
critical of critical thinking.
Yeah.
And so it's just the idea of breaking down politically correct lines versus building up politically correct lines. And so a lot of people think that if you're just sort of trolly, this, that, and the other, you're the alt-right, then I'm the alt-right. Don't identify with the alt-right. Bad thing. Alt-right is bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, are people like Milo necessary for breaking down PC culture? Absolutely. Provocateurs are certainly necessary for breaking down the lines of PC culture. When you look at what Milo does, again, this whole thing for me, political correctness is a systematic system of lies, right? You are lying to avoid conversation which is critical or true because it will hurt somebody's feelings or upset, social discourse, which is really, really bad. I always say you err on the side of honesty. If all you do in a debate is tell the factual truth, debate a social justice warrior. Debate a far leftist and just start telling the truth, their head will fucking explode. Yeah. And
facts are terrible.
Yeah, exactly. So facts don't care about your feelings.
Corey sums it up as more like the alt bad.
The alt bad. Oh shit.
Good one, Corey.
Okay, but does that kind of answer your question? Of course, provocateurs, people like Milo, are necessary.
Yeah. So I'm gonna answer the same question, but I'm not gonna take 10 fucking minutes to do it.
Oh, he said you talk too long.
Yeah. So the way I see the Milo side of the alt-right is he wants to take every social line and erase it completely, right? And he wants to take every line so you can say anything, whether it's good or bad, insulting, terrible, racist. He thinks all things are great. Whereas the extremely far left is going to say, hey, you should say nothing at all. Let's put a million lines up so you can't say anything at all. Where, as always, the conservative lives somewhere in the middle, where you can say what you want, but if you're an asshole, you're still an asshole.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we can restrict speech to limit ideas that conflict with your worldview.
Exactly.
And speaking of... I don't care. if you were
That's
done.
enough talking. Baker.
I don't care if you're
That's
done.
enough talking, Baker. All right.
No,
moving on.
Do not cut me. I am tired of sitting here in the middle.
Let's get back to Trump tweets. Huh?
No, thank you.
Okay, go
I've
ahead.
been sitting here. Hey,
Yeah, move on. Let's
shout
go.
out to Shelby for making me a drink.
Okay, go on, Baker.
So, Alec Baldwin.
What about him?
Hold
Damn
on.
it,
If you don't
Baker,
say
if you don't-
words,
Okay.
I'm gonna lose my mind. All right.
No, so Trump tweeted Saturday Night Live that Saturday Night Live is unbearable and that Alec Baldwin's impression of him was
We got that tweet up.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in Trump's defense, Baldwin's impression of Trump is really bad.
It's
Like
so
anyone
bad.
can insult Trump. Like
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love insulting Trump.
Yeah, it's
He
great.
is a disaster
Yeah.
and so easily
Yeah, and
like,
so how
attacked.
does Alec Baldwin manage to be so bad at it? It's really, really easy.
Yeah.
To talk like Trump.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
you know what I
Like,
mean?
why
And
did
there's a
SNL put him up? Like the visually, it's not bad. Like you look at him, you're
Okay,
like,
he kind
that
of looks like
yeah,
Trump,
that kind of
but
looks like
his
him.
impression is fucking
It's
god
so
awful.
bad. It's so bad.
So
It's
this
unbearable.
Is, as unchained of a tweeter as Trump is, and he's a Twitter addicted orange man, baby.
Yeah.
That was a good call on Trump. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, I agree.
We're
Baldwin sucks at
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and SNL is a crap show.
It is. It's gotten better.
I've never liked it.
Really?
No, I hate.
yeah,
I hate
It was
SNL.
like the last time, like
Like
Mrs.
Chevy,
Kwan
yeah,
was
Chevy,
like the
Chevy
last time.
Chase,
Chevy
and,
Chase,
and
Dan Aykroyd,
more
John
cowbell,
Goodman.
more cowbell. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Since then, it's kind of
Will
been
Ferrell.
trash.
Yeah.
Chris
I thought
Kattan.
the bubble bit was pretty good. After
It
the
was.
election.
Yeah,
The
you're
bubble
right.
bit was
Yeah,
good.
But
you're right.
the story
Bubble
doesn't
was good.
stop there.
But that's only because we agree.
The
With it.
All right, go
story
ahead.
doesn't stop there. Alec Baldwin tweeted back at him and said, "Release your tax returns, and we'll stop."
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually a pretty good comeback.
It
but
is.
Like,
Yeah, it's a good quality comeback.
Yeah.
Trump's still not going to do it.
No,
So,
not gonna
yeah,
happen, like-
he's just going to talk shit about
Beating a dead
SNL.
horse.
It furthers
dog.
the narrative that Trump sits on his like leather.
Reactionary.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
Sits,
It
he
does.
sits there and just tweets while I watch.
Yeah,
TV.
exactly. He's just sitting there watching SNL. Like, this is shit.
Nice. I agree. More cowbell.
Yeah, right.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we like it. Good Trump. Good Trump. Okay.
All
so,
right.
I think it's enough. Do we got anything else?
Well,
for
no,
Trump
no.
tweets?
There's
Oh, boy,
more
here we go.
funny things that Trump has done. So recently there was a heroes and villains ball.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this because it's pretty funny. Let me pull this up for you. There's a heroes and villains ball, and when Trump arrived, they asked him who he was dressed as, and he said, "Myself." Yep.
Which begs to differ.
Yeah.
Is he a hero
Or
or
is
is
he
he
a
a
villain?
villain?
What does he know that we don't?
Yeah.
I'm sure no one else watching this thinks this is as funny as we do. But when you can be morally androgynous like he is, and just say, I'm just up as myself. Still better than
Yeah,
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, exactly. Still better.
Um,
Still better.
it's just funny.
he's doing the best Donald Trump impression I've ever seen.
Right.
But-
yeah, at least he's decent at it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Mal, you want to talk about
cabinet
what's
picks?
next? Yeah, is that what's next?
All right, no, the
Do we
next
have
thing
to talk about
we do have to talk about cabinet picks, you dipshit. So actually, before we get to
We got
that,
the CNN tweet.
we got the CNN tweet. Oh, this is funny too. So Trump tweets at CNN. Let's see here. You got that tweet up? Okay, let's pull this up. I'm pulling it up on my desktop right now as well. This was really funny though. Trump tweets. Okay, so CNN. I thought that CNN would get better after they failed so badly in their support of Hillary Clinton. However, since election, they are worse. Again, here he is just sitting on his couch, like watching CNN, be like, "This is shit." And
Yeah.
tweets about it.
Yeah, so
Tweets about
CNN is shit. It's shit.
Yeah, it's shit. Good job, Donald
Yeah.
Trump. So
It's true.
Again, Donald Trump cowbell is phenomenal.
I enjoy him attacking
Critical-
the media.
yeah, exactly.
I think that he should attack it vehemently. I think the mainstream media is terrible, and they've lied to you and will continue to lie.
They deserve to
and,
burn
And
for it.
I like to see him
That's
burn.
what we're
'em.
here
Yeah.
to do.
I want
It's it's unprofessional, but I enjoy seeing him attack him.
I want to make a promise though to all 563 people watching this right now. We will never lie to you.
Baker
Integrity.
might unintentionally lie to you.
I mean, I say a lot of dumb shit
Out of
that
ignorance.
might not be
Yeah.
true,
Yeah.
but ignorance is hilarious.
Ignorance is hilarious.
Ignorance is hilarious.
Especially out of Baker's mouth. Okay,
yeah.
so moving on to the cabinet. So this week, Trump has made some pretty big additions to his cabinet, and really good additions, as a
You
matter
know
of
who
fact.
wasn't in his cabinet?
Who's that, Baker?
Ivanka Trump.
No, Ivanka Trump.
I think she
is
might.
not.
I think she might be.
Yeah,
No,
no, not
no.
the cabinet, First Lady.
Yeah. Right.
Ivanka,
yeah.
by the way, for those of you who don't know, is not Melania Trump, the actual First Lady. Ivanka is his daughter.
I get them
Yes.
mixed up all the time.
Yes, you do.
Oops. It's because they're attractive.
Thank you, Baker. Okay, yes, they're both very good-looking women. And Donald Trump would say so as well.
Fucking creep.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, so here's the thing. So Donald Trump, well, not Donald Trump, Ivanka Trump actually met at Trump Tower with former Vice President and man bear pig conspiracy theorist. Oh, and something about global warming, Al Gore.
Oh, I love Al Gore. He invented the internet.
Did he now?
Yes. Yes, he
Look,
damn near
Google that. It's a
invented
real
the
thing that
internet.
he actually claimed in like the early 2000s was that he invented the internet. It's really funny.
Go Al Gore.
Yeah, go seriously.
All
killing
right,
it.
so Al Gore has pretty much made all of his money off of outrage. He's
Yeah,
like-
climate change propaganda. Is it The Inconvenient Truth was the movie he released in the early
Yeah,
2000s.
which has mostly been at least all the predictions have been like
either
terribly
wrong or drastically exaggerated.
Yeah. So it's just creating panic where there isn't any.
So
Yeah.
what were they meeting about?
Okay, so they're meeting about something. Okay, now Al Gore being the climate change sort of figurehead that he is, Ivanka says that she wants to make climate change, quote, one of her biggest issues.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. Since when do the president's daughters
Have issues?
get issues?
Get
When are they?
presidential
Since
issues.
when are they?
My date with the president's daughter. Never seen that?
That's a Disney movie. Isn't
Yes, it is. Anyway, so that's about the largest role in media culture that she should have. Anyway, the whole deal with this is that Donald Trump should not be having his kid. Again, we talked about this with separating himself from his conflict of interest. She should not. If she's going to be within the cabinet, she needs to be in the cabinet. If she's going to be running his businesses, she needs to be running his businesses. She cannot be both.
She needs to
No.
stay out of daddy's office.
Yes, she does. She certainly does need to stay out of daddy's office. I cannot believe this. Again, now there's also been speculation that basically Melania is going to like stay out of the limelight, and Ivanka is going to take over the role essentially of the first lady, even
Yeah.
though she's like his daughter, and that's mad incesty and creepy.
Yeah.
But so anyway, my thing about this is that
We're just breaking barriers.
yeah. My thing about this is that Ivanka is wildly liberal. A lot of people overlook this
She
during the
is.
primaries and during the general. The kids are all like really like left leaning in terms of like their actual, because they're media culture icons, and Hollywood's owned by the left.
Yep.
So this is dumb. Why she's actually meeting with Al Gore, I could not tell you. If anything good comes out of that, it's going to be like maybe reappropriating the like the coal and gasoline industries for like efficiency. You know what I mean? I could see that being a good thing that coming out of this, like for economic efficiency. But for like actual climate change that
Yeah.
doesn't make a difference, I don't.
So anytime Al Gore goes into a meeting and comes out saying that it was productive, generally it's a bad
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
I would call that a bad thing.
No,
for
so moving
conservatism.
on, and speaking of climate
Well-
change, what do you want, Baker?
I'm going to tackle this. We could do this now or in the Q&A, but Bethany Lee Strasberg.
Who is she?
Who is she?
I don't know. Sounds a terrible person.
Who is
Keep
that?
going.
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, I legitimately don't know who she is.
She sounds like a nice person.
She is. Anyway, go ahead.
She wants to know, and this is a great point. We say that Ivanka
Oh my
doesn't-
goodness! Get to the question.
Oh my.
Baker, stop. Okay, get to the question.
Has any other president had adult children while serving as POTUS?
Yes,
with
the
the
Bush twins. Yeah, the Bush
with the
twins.
twins adults.
Malaya is about to go to college, so she's technically an adult.
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell you. Like, I don't really keep tabs on presidential children.
Yeah, I'm not too informed on that. But
yeah.
but what's different about the Trump presidency is
Is
that
the level
he
of their
owns
involvement, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that, and he owns like an extremely huge business, well, multiple businesses that his children are very involved with,
And they have far-reaching
that have-
ties to other countries.
yeah, that have ownership in multiple countries. So it is unprecedented. The problem is that he's involving his daughter with the political aspect as well as the business aspect, and that is a conflict of interest,
Right. It
which
can
is
turn
a bad,
very, very
bad
quickly into
thing.
pay for
And everyone's
play.
been in agreement.
Yeah. So, and it's not illegal. It's not illegal.
No.
He's not doing anything illegal.
It's just unprecedented. It's never happened before.
Yeah,
This has never been an issue.
It's just a conflict of interest, and so he needs to be watched closely.
Right.
Not illegal, but definitely a bad thing.
Yeah. So moving on, speaking of climate change, Trump has now appointed a new head of the EPA, and it's a really controversial pick considering he's an oil tycoon. So Scott Pruitt has been confirmed for the EPA.
Yeah.
Now, this is a dude who has been repeatedly cited as saying that the debate from climate change is far from settled. He's a major opponent of EPA regulation. He's actually sued the EPA and is now going to head it. This is a dude who hates the EPA, and he's now going to run it. And that's fucking hilarious. And a really good thing if you're a conservative.
Absolutely. The best people to run the government are the people who hate the way the government is run.
Yeah, the
Right.
less again.
Yeah.
The one thing I want out of my government is less of it.
Yeah. So this is a
And
this is
that's
a
what
good
they're going
thing.
for.
Yeah. So like same thing. Why I backed Cruz in the primaries is I feel like he's the only guy that didn't really want the job. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's who you want running the federal government.
Right.
It
Look
should
at
be the
Washington.
people-
George Washington did not want to be the
Yeah,
president.
hated it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, I thought it was pretentious.
So,
Wasn't the thing he wanted to do.
Yeah, so that's
Got
the kind of people
bamboozled
that you
into
want. So having somebody that is not a fan of the EPA is a good thing.
Yeah, he'll roll back
From a
environmental regulations which strangle businesses. It's
yeah.
really hard.
And
especially
I'd
like-
hate for our audience to conflate the EPA with environmentalism, right? Because the EPA is essentially just regulations. They are regulating
And
anything
ineffective
and
regulations.
everything that they can get their hands on. Like they've tried to push outrageous things, and things that Pruitt has sued for is they were trying to call like any body of water. They were trying to call it any like a sink a body of water, and then therefore they can regulate it. Like they're pushing outrageous regulations on individuals and companies abroad, and so someone that's going to push back is definitely a good thing. Not to say that environmentalism is not a good thing, because we love the environment, but that doesn't mean the EPA is the tool.
Yeah,
to
it's not the
fix it.
savior of the environment. It's actually
it's
very
not.
ineffective at doing what it does, and really it puts restrictions on businesses who, if there's a demand in the market for climate change, policy, right? Then it gets addressed in the free market. If people want cars that are more efficient on fuel, then they will start buying those cars, and it will create an incentive for companies to create those cars, right? But by putting on these regulations as like a temporary Band-Aid, thinking it just creates a bubble. It's a bad thing. Don't do it.
Bad.
Yeah, bad regulation. Anyway,
what do you
moving
guys What do you guys think about the fact that Trump is trying to do this thing where for every regulation that gets passed, 2 more get deregulated?
That's a good thing. I think.
Well,
maybe-
we're in agreement with that. It's a good thing, but do you think this cabinet pick will help?
that
facilitate
supports
that?
it. Certainly supports it. I think that he would be very apt in implementing that policy throughout the EPA. This is the guy. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Scott Pruitt. But moving on, he's also tapped Andy Pudzer, who is the CEO of Carl's Jr. and Hardee's, the fast food chain, for Secretary of Labor. This is another perfectly placed pick. This is a dude who's heavily opposed to minimum wage hikes, and he's very anti-entitlement system. He's a big free market capitalist. He talks a lot about the earned income tax credit. Yeah. This is a dude.
Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Like, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, okay.
What
So
'cause
basically,
that's kind of
rather
cool.
than-
I mean, now I don't say I don't essentially agree with it.
No, but it's
this will appease to a lot of more leftist agendas.
Yeah, exactly. People who agree with the welfare state type deal.
Yeah, exactly.
It definitely appeals
This
there.
is kind of like a good middle ground.
So basically, what the earned income tax credit does, rather than giving you a stipend that never changes, like welfare. So if you fall below a certain threshold of wealth, right, of
Yeah.
income, then
Yeah.
you qualify for welfare benefits, food stamps, things like that. But then once you breach that, if you're actually trying to get out of that, you will
Yeah.
lose that stipend, and
Yeah.
then a lot of
Yeah,
times you.
and that's called the welfare cliff, right?
Exactly, it's
So
called the
once
welfare
an
cliff.
income goes above a certain point, now for people working minimum wage jobs, if they get too many hours, right, they could go past this welfare cliff.
Right, and so they
and then
lose their
drop-
benefit, and then actually it decreases their income.
So yeah, their income would lower by making more money.
Exactly.
And so it
It
holds
stops them.
back hard work.
Right, exactly. It
essentially.
creates a bubble. People don't
Yeah.
want to
Progress.
Yeah, exactly. They don't want to
Yeah.
progress. It keeps them right there, and that's
Yeah.
why the welfare system is so bad for economic growth. It
Exactly.
keeps people in
It keeps
that
the
class.
poor.
It
Yeah.
does. And God, democratic policies. Anyway, so the thing about the earned income credit is rather than pushing you off this income cliff, what it is, it's a stipend that gradually decreases as your income increases proportionately, right?
Yeah.
So 1 year you make, let's say, $25,000, and you get an extra stipend monthly of like what, $800 from the. This is totally made up numbers.
Yeah.
From the earned income credit. Well,
Sure.
then the next year you make $30,000, but you don't lose that stipend because which would have probably made a giant difference. $800 a month is rent in
Yeah.
a lot of places.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose that stipend for doing better and increasing your wealth or
Yeah.
increasing your income. What you're going to do is instead of, you made $5,000 extra dollars this year, so you don't really need this extra 800. We understand you need some of it, so $500.
Yeah.
Is
so
it your
your
stipend?
net income will never decrease.
Yes.
The
But
more hours
the
you
stipend,
work,
the
the
amount
more
of
money you will
right,
make.
exactly. And the less, again, this creates an incentive to lessen your dependence on the government because at some point you're not going to have that stipend anymore. Eventually it goes away,
Yeah.
but you'll be in a position where you're making more money than you ever did.
Exactly.
So this is the big thing that Andy Pudzer pushes. He's
Yeah.
been talking about this on
Yeah,
different
so
news
that,
networks
that
for
can
years.
appease the right and the left.
Definitely, I'm on board with it. I don't know that. I mean, he says, he's got a lot of material on this. We can link it in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure that I agree with 100% of it, but
Yeah.
Anyway, so again, good pick for Trump. A couple of really good picks.
Agreed.
Let's throw up John Kelly next. So this is the Department of Homeland Security pick. He spent 40 years, a lot of military in this cabinet, man. 40 years as a Marine Corps veteran. He's the former head of the U.S. Southern Command. So it's a perfect pedigree. U.S. Southern Command is, who oversees the border operations and things like that. It also fits the bill for the strong wall / immigration stance. This is a dude who has, over the years, always been candid about the impact that illegal immigration has on the country, about how dangerous it can be, about the drug trade. So he's just very much in line with Trump's narrative, which
Yeah.
is also my narrative, I suppose.
Yeah.
Illegal
All right.
immigration is bad.
All right, I'm gonna field a comment real quick. Johnny keeps asking about drones. Hey, drop like a specific question about them. I mean, he says, "What are your thoughts on?"
It just
drones?"
happens.
And don't shut up, Baker. Shut your mouth. Let's get like a specific question. Because
Shut
I'm
up,
sure
intern.
that Baker would love to field an exclusive drone picture. So drop it in the comments, and Baker will field it in a bit.
We'll
All
do the
right.
last 15.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
field it.
super qualified for this.
I'm
Yeah,
sure he
Baker
is.
plays with toys.
Yeah,
for a
I think
living.
drones are cool. We'll get to that later.
Uh,
Drop a question though.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
All right, so next up, Ben Carson. Sorry for going out of order, Drew. Ben Carson finally confirmed, actually confirmed for Housing and Urban Development Secretary.
No,
Go ahead.
he's qualified for this job.
No, he's
Based
not.
on what?
Well,
No, he's not.
lived in a house.
He has lived in the house.
And he's black.
And he is black. Okay. Is that all you had to say? Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
All right.
So what's funny, we talked about that last week, though. So what's funny about this is how the mainstream media proceeds to shit down his throat about it, right?
Well, okay, I'm gonna stop you there. He doesn't help himself. When he was confirmed for that position, the first thing he went to was the Bible, and he came out of his study saying, "I just checked. The Bible doesn't say anything about housing and urban development."
Yeah. What about it? I mean, yeah, he does.
that supposed to be a joke?
No,
No, it's just ridiculous.
Okay, yes, it's ridiculous.
Like-
Thank you, Baker. You're ridiculous. Moving on. The New York Times ran a column.
Hey, you want to read the comments?
There you go. Give him like a pacifier.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Give him something
Go
to
ahead.
play with. Okay, so the New York Times ran an article incorrectly with a column saying that Carson is the first housing and urban development secretary to have actually lived in public housing, which would have been a reason that Baker could have given as to why he is qualified.
Yeah. Which
But he's
still
n-
isn't really.
No,
it's
no,
not
it's not.
really.
But he's actually never lived in current income in low income housing or whatever. Again, this article cited an old friend of Carson's, and then so there was an exchange between Mike Huckabee and Senate Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, where he called her dumb and/or racist for having called Ben Carson unqualified for the position because he's the only guy. And I think he was citing the New York Times article. He's the only guy who's ever had the job that's actually lived in urban housing. Oh, well then, again, citing that same article, then the New York Times in the same day redacted that article and claiming that the old friend had recanted on that assertion. So he looks like he's got egg on his face. He looks like a jackass, right? So Mike Huckabee looks like a jackass because the mainstream media did a bad job. And then the mainstream media jumped on that. They were like, see, look, people in Trump's cabinet, people on Trump's team, like citing Mike Huckabee, are falsely claiming that Ben Carson has actually lived in income housing or whatever. And then you see what I'm getting at here? The mainstream media benefits from the mainstream media being shit.
Yeah, it's outrageous. It's like whenever you remember when Sessions was first pulled into the Trump sphere.
Yeah.
The media was like, Sessions has been accused multiple times of being a racist, and they're like, by who? And they're like, well, we accused him of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's a quality source. You know what I
it's
mean?
great.
It's like they just kept saying he was a racist, and then ran articles saying multiple sources have said he's a racist. Like, no, it was just you.
No, it was
Like, it was
you
you.
were the
You
guys
said
who've been
that,
making those
and
accusations.
that's essentially what they're doing in this.
It's
case.
wonderful. They keep shooting themselves in the foot, and it's only good for the American people when they do it.
Yeah, I love it. The one thing that I've taken out of this election more than anything is that the media, the mainstream media, is just burning themselves to the ground, and I love every minute of it.
Me too. It's great to watch, isn't it? So moving on within the Trump cabinet, Secretary of State still on the board. Let's
Oh
throw
my
up.
God,
Holy crap!
still
He's
on the cabinet?
he's well. Again, there's some breaking news on this today and yesterday. Let's throw up that graphic with all the potential picks. He'd expanded the search, and this is a photo of all the potential picks that we had. He'd expanded it to these 4 other guys, being John Huntsman, Rex Tillerman, Joe Manchin, and then James Stavridis or something of that like. And it's just so many to count right now. Like, how could we even begin to know? Also, Rudy Giuliani yesterday took himself out of the running.
Yeah, which I thought was a solid chance at.
Yeah,
making
he
it.
was one of the
I thought
main
it was,
contenders.
I'd say I hope for Romney, probably Giuliani. That's what I would.
That's where we were all sort of. But this is the
Yeah.
year of surprises, man.
Yeah,
Like,
what do you
Jesus.
know?
Again,
Also, Ryan calls Baker's Robodick a douche flute, which I think is just great. Just great that he's sucking on his douche flute. That's a really good name. I haven't heard that one yet, and I love it. Douche flute.
Ryan, get off the fucking Facebook.
So
Get
moving on.
off the
Okay,
Facebook.
so
Okay, so-
Romney is still in the running.
Romney is still in the
Who's
running,
Apparently,
however-
the front runner.
Okay, apparently the new front runner, this is from sources close to the Trump transition team,
Yeah.
are saying that he's going to pick, not saying he's a front runner, saying that he's already decided on ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson.
Right, which is kind of like out of right field. I'm like really surprised by this.
Yeah, again, I don't know anything about Rex Tillerson. I've never heard of this guy's name up until
Yeah,
now.
he's what do you say, Exxon CEO?
Yeah, ExxonMobil CEO, Big Oil. That's got to be. I hope that's not a big old favor Trump is plugging.
That's the first thing.
Yeah,
I think.
right.
Not, I don't have anything to back this up, but I think like, did he owe him a favor?
That being said, we
Like,
don't mean to
why?
bash Big Oil because we were really gunning for that endorsement on this show. Big
Yeah,
Oil. if you're
Big
listening.
Oil. Yeah, ple's
you're
endorse the
listening to
show.
this-
We'll plug you. All right, let us know. Let us know.
we
We're
have
waiting.
a lot of viewers
Please
right now.
do.
Well, shout out to them.
I filled up my gas tank the other day. Thank you. Big
Shut
Oil.
up, Baker.
Thank you, Big Oil.
That was a flop. All right.
That's a good plug. That was a good Big Oil plug.
Yeah, thank you.
There's many more to come if we get a sponsorship.
Good.
So just FYI, every time Baker says something stupid, I'm going to put one of these above his head.
We can't see it
And-
yet.
yeah, it's up there. So yeah, every time he says something dumb, we're just going to count.
Can
I'm
you
just- yeah.
can you like add like 4 retroactively?
I've said like I've only said like 3 things tonight.
Okay, you've
and
heard
you
it. It's a minute.
talk-
Give him 3.
You talk so much. It's
I have a lot to say.
unfucking real.
Yeah, I have a lot to say.
Like I feel railroaded. And I don't even think that's the right word.
I'm the host.
I thought we were co-hosts.
Can we
Mike
talk-
is the co-host.
Oh
You're
my
the
God,
idiot.
it's me
Yeah,
in a
it's
sombrero.
not we. It's not we. It's me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey, can we talk about more outrageous things like the speech by
Barack
Obama?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So he's at McDill, right? He's at an
Drew's
air-
gonna hate you because that's out of queue, but
Yeah.
you know what graphic to throw up, right? Okay.
So out of queue, and Obama goes to McDill, right? And he gives this speech. And during the speech, do you have the actual quote? Because
I know what we're talking about, and I went in on this. Okay. Let me have this.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where you interrupt me. I just kind of assume
yeah.
you're going to continue talking.
Yeah. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Obama claims Obama made a blatantly false statement during his speech, and here's what he said: "No foreign terrorist organization has successfully planned and executed an attack on our homeland."
Excuse me. Let me interrupt there. Little Rock, Arkansas, June 1st, 2009.
It was a
Terrorist
recruiting
attack.
statement.
Fort Hood, Texas, November.
Boston bomb.
It's up. They can read it.
Yeah, well, let him read it. Let him go through.
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
November 5th, 2009, terrorist attack. Boston bombings, Massachusetts. This is at the marathons. April 15th, 2013, terrorist attack. Moore, Oklahoma, September 24th, 2014, terrorist attack.
Queens,
Brooklyn.
New York. Go for it.
Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, goodness, you want to read them?
Yeah.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to. There's a lot.
There's a
of them.
lot.
San Bernardino, Orlando at the nightclub.
St. Cloud, the dude who ran through the mall slashing people.
Chelsea.
New York.
Yeah,
Now,
OSU, like
Last
2 weeks
week?
ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
goodness.
yeah. Okay.
Oh
So
my God.
let's. Okay. So going through all of that, let's remember. Okay. So the first thing that he'll fall back on right here, right, is he's going to say, well, those were lone wolf attacks. These weren't planned and orchestrated by terrorist organizations. The lone wolf model is an orchestrated plan by terrorist organizations. They are radicalizing single individuals and sending them out systematically in these very small numbers, 1 to 2 people doing these types of things.
Yeah, so
And
we're-
so yes, they are. That's a lie, Barack Obama. You are lying.
Yeah, we're not at a war
Plus-
against the country. We're not at war against this certain group.
An
We're-
ideology.
We are at war with an ideology. That's
Exactly,
what we're at war
and
with.
it's this. And Harambe happened on his watch too, and I consider that a very
You're right.
terrorist.
terrorist attack.
Took Harambe from us. Sons of
I
bitches.
can't believe
Yeah,
it.
Anthony Burton brings up a very valid point. That was a terrorist attack that happened on Obama's watch.
It
That was, and it was a
was.
terrorist attack on the hearts and minds of every American.
I'm still
Fortunately, Harambe lives on through all of us.
struggling.
He does. And as a matter of fact, if you go like our cover photo, Harambe is tributed there.
Yeah, good thing we don't
Rest
have
in peace, Harambe.
Yeah, we don't
Dicks
have
out.
anyone else to fill that slot.
Nope, especially not Britain.
No,
Anyway,
there's no way
so-
we can fill it. There's no way we can fill that slot with a person.
Anyway, so speaking of Barack Obama, if you're looking forward to more Barack Obama in the future, I can't help you out, but I can help you out if you're looking for some Biden.
Ooh, what is
Ooh,
happening with
what's
Biden?
that? What's that? Tell me more.
Okay, so Joe Biden on a couple of different news shows now has hinted at a 2020 presidential run. So we got the graphic up right now.
Yay.
Pull this up now. Biden 20 or Joe 2020 make
Yeah.
the same mistake again. Let's do it.
Yeah. So
We're-
I'm a fan of this as a move by the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
I hope they go with Biden. 'Cause
Yeah, let's run with it.
that actually gives Trump a chance to win. A
Yeah,
second
exactly,
term,
exactly.
Which seems out now. I don't know if I'd be behind that. I didn't vote for him the first time. This is not saying I'll vote for him. The second time.
Well, we got
around.
4 years to make that decision.
Exactly.
so-
I mean, I've got 4 years to make that decision, but I'm a fan of the Democrats running
Yeah, let's
Biden.
run it. Let's run
Yeah.
a rehash of the Obama. Now,
Yeah, this is like less likable Obama.
right.
Like
old grumpy
I
white
don't know.
Obama.
Yeah,
He
and
might-
he's also like what 78.
Yeah, he'll
How
be
old?
78. He'll be 78 when he runs. If he
Yeah,
were to run in
when he
20.
runs. Yeah, super old.
And
yeah,
to be fair, not to be fair, that's not wrong. Anyway, so Trump is the oldest sitting president.
yeah. Currently,
70 years
yeah.
old or 71 years old.
Currently. Yeah, and Obama's looking to blow that out of the water.
If Biden runs again, he's gonna ride those memes to the end.
Oh, dude, the Biden memes might actually give him a
like
fighting
that
chance.
would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
like he's and also just I mean I know Biden is looked at as this like lovable old dude, but he says a lot of outrageous stuff.
Yeah, he's fucking nuts.
He's like the Trump of the Democratic Party. Like he says outrageous things on a very regular. He's not controlled like Obama. Obama
No.
is like calculated and calm and likable, and he's a very good politician. Biden is not. not a good politician. So I'd love to see the Democrats run him.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it'd be
great. Let's go
wonderful.
for it. Get the gaff machine, Biden.
Yeah, he's
So
just
again,
yeah.
Biden 2020, make the same mistake again.
Make
Let's
it
do
again. Go ahead, Democrats.
Or-
do it
okay.
again.
So do we want to move on to?
Yeah.
Oh, why not?
What's up?
Baker's got a comment.
Okay, let's read it.
I have a comment. Oh, is it from Ryan?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Ryan.
what is he doing right now? He's like our biggest fan.
I think he
Cos-
stated that already.
Cosby could have tranquilized that poor gorilla. No, Ryan.
Well, no. Bill Cosby would have had sex with it afterwards.
No, that was Al-Qaeda.
I was like, I heard that Barack. I'm sorry. I heard that Harambe was harboring Clinton Foundation secrets.
Oh, so
That's
just
why he's dead.
so coming from the comment section, we also have some of the other people that would be running in 2020.
Oh yeah.
Sharpton and Kanye. They're both in
Kanye,
the comments.
right.
Kanye.
Hey, Kanye defended Trump.
Yeah, Kanye's a
Kanye,
Republican.
Okay,
Kanye's
okay.
He's
He
running
gets
for
that.
us.
He gets that. He gets that.
Oh man.
The
these are
Rock
great.
said he was gonna. He
But yeah,
could
he hinted at it
potentially. Yeah,
already.
hinted
I-
at it.
Yeah. So if
You smell what the president is cooking.
so if the Democrats were smart, they're not. If they were smart, they would run a celebrity. Honestly,
Yeah.
if I were a Democrat, I would run a
You talking
very.
like Kim Kardashian?
I'm talking about Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I would
Ooh.
run.
Yeah.
I like Tom Hanks.
So I would-
yeah.
I would run
I would-
Tom Hanks. I'd run like a very likable, American loved celebrity.
Yeah, like
that's what
the
I'd run.
Rock. Like
Yeah.
the Rock.
Yeah.
would-
yeah,
like-
Rock, I would vote for the Rock.
You can't stop the
I
Rock.
would- you
Yeah,
can't-
exactly. Like
yeah.
if I was a Democrat, then I would run Tom Hanks. That's who I'd run. Honestly, that's who I'd run. But
I
obviously,
mean, what are the if
we're
the
gonna
Rock
run-
wins? What are they gonna use against him? The Scorpion King?
I mean, look,
that was
look,
his only bad movie.
That was a terrible fucking
precedence,
movie.
precedent, like being able to judge people on their past has gone to. It's to the side now that Donald Trump's president. Anybody can go now. Anyone can win now.
Mall 2020.
And Republicans,
Make
we've
vaping
been,
not a thing again.
we've been running celebrities for
That
a
is
while.
bit.
Like
that
we
is the thing I'm gonna do.
we,
Yeah,
we
Nixon.
ran Reagan.
Reagan, yeah. not
Reagan.
Nixon, my bad.
I mean, obviously Trump won. Like Republicans, the governor, like Republicans have been doing this.
There have actually
which
been
is like-
proposed constitutional amendments, from grassroots parties, to try and amend the Constitution to allow foreigners to run, so that Arnold could run for president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing this. So Sean says the Rock is Republican. I didn't know
Is he
that.
really?
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah!
I
Send a
didn't know
link.
that.
Send us a
okay.
link. We're
Oh,
idiots,
Yeah,
and
that's
we
awesome.
need links.
I mean, yeah, I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
hell, I'll run them. Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it.
Republicans are the one running celebrities. I know that they own, Hollywood. The left owns Hollywood, but hell, we're the ones.
Well, if
running
we've got The
celebrities.
Rock, we've got the best celebrity. This is
Yeah,
great.
you're right. Yeah, we've got the best one. We got the best one there is.
Name a celebrity that could beat The Rock in an election.
Yeah.
John Cena.
John Cena. Oh, that'd be great.
John Cena.
It's sad that that's what we're coming to. Like,
Dun, 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 dun. John Cena.
oh, what is the world coming to?
This is real. This is
What
a
it
real
coming
possibility.
to?
In 2020, come at you.
Should we get back
Yeah,
to the
let's
news?
go ahead. Let's go ahead.
Should we get back to
Oh
the news?
yeah,
Yeah,
this
let's
is. What are you talking about? Politics?
We could.
I thought we were.
could-
I thought we'd swap over to pop culture.
What's next, Mal?
Let's see. Do we want to talk about the Green Party withdrawing? This is gonna be real quick.
Not really.
Yeah,
They tried. They wanted the recount.
Hey,
and they
shut up, Baker.
failed.
Shut
Yeah.
up, Baker. Shut up, Baker. Shut up, Baker. Shut up, Baker. Go ahead, Mal.
Baker. Okay.
Go ahead, Mal.
Thank you. I was,
Yeah,
I
no
was getting
problem.
annoyed. Can we cut his mic feed too?
Yeah,
Anyway,
go ahead,
so the Green Party's recount effort has been squashed. It's done. Michigan has squashed the recount effort. They are not going to do that. The other thing that's so again, that would have been stupid anyway. It's all paper ballots. Like, what's the grounds for that?
Yeah.
Even if there had been voter hacking, Michigan wouldn't have been hacked because they used
Yeah.
paper.
So
You
what
can't hack
was the
paper.
state that needed $1 million, and then they
Oh,
were like, we can't.
Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
yeah,
they can't
so-
pay for that. But
yeah.
didn't they raise $5 million?
7 million.
7.
Yeah.
So
the
where
Green
did that
Party-
7
right,
million
yeah, but
go?
they couldn't afford the $1 million bond.
Oh, what do you know?
Oh, it's like she was stuffing her coffers.
Oh,
no. It's almost like we said that last week.
Funny.
Yeah, right.
All right, that's enough of that. All right, you're allowed to talk again, Baker. You're allowed to talk again.
Okay.
That's enough.
Oh,
All
do
right.
you guys want to talk about Standing Rock?
It's over.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
boring.
over.
Yeah,
Old news.
but yeah, we can talk about it.
Go ahead,
so,
Mal.
So the
Why do you keep saying "go ahead, Mal"?
It's to
Why
shut you
don't
up.
you ever?
It's to shut you
why
up.
don't you
That's
ever
why.
just
it's
say?
to stop you from talking?
That's the
Actually,
Why am
Baker,
I
make your
here?
point. Baker, make your point.
Go ahead.
Which-
Go ahead, Baker.
Which point?
Well,
The one you're about to make.
that's why you don't talk. Go ahead, Mal.
Yeah, the point you don't have. Anyway,
I have a point to make. How about the fact that over
Cut his
10
mic.
years, don't
Yeah.
cut the mic. How about over the fact that over 10 years, while the Standing Rock or that pipeline was in development, those tribes were given 7 opportunities to defend themselves, to the point where the federal government contacted large firms from New York City saying, hey, just to give these guys a fighting chance, why don't you guys come represent these guys? And they were like, sure, let's do it.
how about the
7
fact?
opportunities. Shut the fuck up. 7 opportunities.
Whoa.
Shut
to,
him the fuck up.
No, don't shut me
Did you
up.
just drop an
No,
F-bomb?
he's just interrupting me, and I don't
Whoa,
like it.
we're monetized, bro. Can
Are
we
we
drop
really?
an F-bomb?
Yeah.
Well,
Goodness.
censor it later.
Go on.
Yeah, censor your mouth.
Anyways, yeah. So it's just dumb. The whole pipeline was built. It's literally 12 feet away from an already existing pipeline.
Yes, it's called the Northern Border Pipeline. Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they found Facebook and they found.
White people, guilty white people.
All right, that's enough.
Okay,
I think,
Baker.
I think his
Enough of the
brain. I
pipeline.
think his
Okay,
brain's
yeah,
turned
yeah,
on.
he's done.
my-
Can we,
my-
can we
I'm-
put up one of those little digit things
I
for
got
Baker?
distracted.
Yeah.
Okay.
we
Okay.
know.
So here's, I think the point that Baker was going to make is that the federal government and the especially when it comes down to these contracting companies, they need all kinds of paperwork in order to get these things through.
Yeah.
In terms of contracts and things like that, there
Yeah.
are 2 Standing Rock tribe chiefs signed
Chiefs.
off on those.
That's where I
contracts.
was going with
That's
this.
what I thought. Okay. Yes.
Alright.
Okay. Good
And
job.
I found that
Baker.
in my own research. Yeah. So the only time the government will take over land on its own is railroads and eminent domain. That's the only time the government has a history of being like, you know what, this is better for everyone else. We're going to do it anyways. This is not one of those things. If you look at the records of the pipeline plans, which were on display locally for about 10 years with 7 opportunities for them to come and defend themselves, there are 2 chief signatures on those plans that said, okay, build.
Right.
Yes,
Which is
Ryan,
again
the
like
liquor has taken over.
to defend us on our conservative stance. My issue with Standing Rock was what has never been that, like, again, my thing with the government is I just want less of it. I don't want the government to come in and tell you what land is theirs and what land is yours. I don't want them to have that kind of oversight. My thing about Standing Rock is I just really don't like whining, especially what this is a clear case of.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
the,
they're
well, the thing is,
nothing to stand on.
all right, that's enough talking, Baker. The thing is that all these things are gonna get all the oil's gonna get moved. It's gonna happen, and it's just that they're stopping the most efficient and effective way to do it. So,
Do you want to fight?
that's enough talking.
We're gonna roll the whole time out. Yep, okay. Okay. So moving on from Standing Rock, not important.
Yeah.
It's gonna watch. All that happened really, by the way, was that the Army Corps of Engineers just stopped the easement. And so what's gonna happen is in 2 months they're just gonna go in and build that pipeline.
Yeah,
They're gonna go in
probably.
and build that pipeline after the protests have dispersed.
I think they're just waiting for it to not
to die
be
down
pop
and not be
culture.
up. Exactly. That's what's
Yeah.
going on here.
Did you guys hear about Fidel Castro's hearse?
Yeah, I did. This is funny. So Fidel Castro.
No, I'm just laughing at McBride's comment that we're dicks to Baker.
Yes,
Yes, we are.
yes, we are. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, Johnny's defending him too. Leave him alone.
Leave Baker alone.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not.
sorry.
Fuck you, Baker.
I'm sorry, Baker. I'm sorry. A little bit, just a little bit. Not really.
Okay. Anyway, so what were we about? The Fidel Castro first. So Fidel Castro was his body. He died like a week ago.
Yeah,
or
it
something
was
like
his
that.
ashes,
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
they were
It was his
moving.
ashes.
I think so. I believe it was
something.
his
Anyway,
ashes.
some part of Fidel Castro's body was being
Right.
paraded through the streets
Yeah.
of Cuba
Yeah.
as part of their. Yes.
Please, Baker.
I didn't say
enlighten us.
anything.
You don't
like,
run
put-
up to the mic like that and not say anything.
He looked directly at me too. He like locked
It was a
eyes.
Jeep.
Okay, yes, it was a Jeep. It was, well, actually, I don't even know if that's the case. It didn't even. When I looked closer at this thing, it looked sort of like a Willys Jeep, but
Yeah.
it's not.
It was
I don't
apparently a motor vehicle.
think. Yeah, it was.
It was a motor
It
vehicle.
had
And
4
in
wheels.
Cuba, since Fidel was a official, he was given 7 official days of mourning.
Okay, so anyway, what happens is that
Really?
his.
Hey, somebody's
Well, we
asking
didn't- we
Baker
didn't-
to take a shot. Could somebody bring Baker a shot? He
Hey,
needs to take
yeah.
a shot.
Oh God.
Here, get the Lead Slingers whiskey out.
Baker needs to take a
no.
shot.
Lead Slingers whiskey.
No, I'm going to murder all of you.
Yep, Baker shot.
All right, so Castro's
I have to
vehicle
talk about
breaks down.
drones in a few minutes.
Okay, anyway.
Are we
but
running out of
okay,
time?
Yeah,
Should we move
no,
to
no,
that?
well, this is stupid. Okay, so Fidel Castro's hearse broke down. It was funny because he's so dick. Okay, that was it. That was it. So Fidel Castro's first
what?
broke down. Oh, look at that. Okay, Baker shot.
That's a 2-ounce shot.
Okay,
Oh,
fucking drink
jeez.
it.
Do it.
Put it down.
Do
Put it
Don't
down.
be a
you
pussy.
little pussy.
I don't drink liquor.
Drink it now.
Do it.
I hate
Drink
all of
it.
you. What day of the
Don't
week
be a
is it?
bitch. It's fucking
You're
Peer
home. You're not
pressure.
driving anywhere. You're good.
I have to
We're
drive
at
home
We don't
after
drink and
this.
drive here
We're
on
at
Idiot
your
Politics, ladies and
place.
gentlemen.
Oh, he spilled it all over his face. Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
You gotta take another one. That wasn't enough.
That was absolutely terrible.
Oh, look at him go.
Thank you,
Star
intern.
performer.
Okay, so moving on. So another funny thing that happened in the news. So obviously we talked last week about Tomi Laren's utter evisceration on the Daily Show by Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
Well, Trevor Noah sent Tomi Lahren some cupcakes.
Oh, what's Trevor trying to do?
He's trying to smash.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it. I don't think I've ever sent a female cupcakes with any other intentions.
I'm really offended that he's gonna try and do that to my girlfriend. Like,
Right?
like why is,
Your
what is-
girl-
what
your
is-
girlfriend.
what is he doing? What is he sending cups up to my girlfriend for?
No,
I'm really
I'm
offended.
confused as to why you're referring to her as your girlfriend. She
Well,
was
we've
mine.
been dating
Yeah.
for like a while.
Yeah. Are
She
you
was
on-
on TMZ like 3 days ago and explicitly said that she was single. She's also never been with a
Yeah,
black man.
since then.
She's also
Since
never been
then.
with a black man?
Yeah, she said so. Well, she said that she wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah, so I mean,
TMZ.
Trevor Noah's got a chance. Apparently.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean-
apparently. not if I have anything to say about it. but-
That's gonna work. You're gonna stop that. But anyway, I thought this was funny. It's just like no one sends anyone cupcakes unless they're A, making fun of them, or B, trying to fuck them.
Which
And-
one is it?
Yeah, who knows?
We're not
We'll let you
sure.
decide.
I send myself cupcakes.
You sure as fuck do, Baker. I'll bet you do.
What is-
you fat fuck?
What does that mean?
You're fat. that's what it means. Okay.
That's just not true.
What's this? Oh yeah, let's move on. Okay, so we have a news segment again on the show for today. We try to add more content every week. This is the
Yay.
SJW meltdown of the week.
I think we made a thing for this.
We did.
Oh well, now why are you gonna drop the bomb?
This is happening. I'm literally about to fucking kill myself, and I'm not kidding.
All right, great. Okay, so
Meltdown. So what's the meltdown this week?
okay, so we got two meltdowns this
We
week.
have a local one too.
We do have a local meltdown.
Oh yes, that's a good one.
The first one I want to address, and we will link this in the comments as soon as we get a hold of the video thread. We were going to try and play the clip for you this week. We couldn't get a hold of that technology yet. We are just not funded heavily enough. Waiting on you, Big Oil.
Big oil.
Yep. So, what's been going on?
Hey, what's our time at, producer?
We are right around like an hour and 5, hour and 7.
Hour and
Okay.
5.
Yeah,
All right.
We've
we're-
got
Thank-
plenty of time.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
wheeling it out all the way to an hour and a half show. I got a lot of complaints last week. The show was too short. So,
yeah, so we're just gonna drown you guys with content.
Problem with that is that Facebook only allows us an hour and 20 minutes.
oh, okay.
I mean,
well,
an hour and 20 minutes is what
that
we're
works.
doing.
That's what
But
we're
we're
doing.
doing an hour and 20 minutes this
Yeah.
week.
Okay. So anyway,
Yeah.
as soon as we get a hold of the video thread, why am I hearing that?
It's just somebody's
thank
echo.
God.
Go
okay. So Milo
SJW.
Yiannopoulos, yeah. So Milo Yiannopoulos shared this. I'm not sure who actually obtained the video first. Of a couple of, I'm not even sure, just social justice warriors, like just really like
Yeah.
aggressive leftists attacking a dude in an apartment complex where he supposedly lived. He was like in the lobby, like sort of like a common area, using the Wi-Fi, and he was wearing a "Build the Wall" shirt, like a
Hashtag
Yeah.
build the
hashtag
wall.
Build
Yeah.
the Wall.
Most
Yeah.
of you have probably seen this video.
If not, do we got that to share in the comments? Is that a thing we can have?
Can we put a
Hey,
link?
boys, can you share that in the comments? Thank you.
Interns, please. Interns.
Okay,
I love how I'm still not the lowest.
We'll get it up there, or
you're
we'll
close.
we'll get it up there, or we'll get it on the page after the show.
We will.
Alright.
Okay, so basically in this video, these there's two of them. There's a female and a male, and they are just aggressively harassing this dude because he's wearing a Build the Wall shirt. It's just
Hey, just because I thought of it right now. Hey, if anyone has, we're gonna do like a 5-minute Q&A at the end. So if you guys have like any questions, it doesn't have to be specifically related to this show, but anything political, pop culture that you guys
Drones.
want to drop. Yeah, so drones is one we'll hit. But if you have any questions you want to drop in the comments
Yep.
now, we'll field them in like the last 5 minutes. We'll
Yeah.
try and like rapid fire a few of them.
Yep.
So if you have any questions, go ahead. Sorry, Mal. Go ahead.
no, it's all good. So the next when you interrupt, it's cool.
Yeah.
Baker interrupts.
Yeah, not
That's
allowed.
Annoying.
That's enough. Baker.
There you go. You're learning.
That's enough.
Okay, so moving on. So what these guys are doing is they're basically just attacking him. This female is just like, oh, is it because I'm Mexican? Is that what it is? Oh, you're so uneducated and you're so.
That's a
oh,
really
This is what
bad-
free Wi-Fi look like.
Yeah, it's
He's
a-
just here for the free Wi-Fi.
He just here for the free
You guys
Wi-Fi.
both sound like Asians. Like this is
Yeah, it's
really,
really
bad.
bad.
That's funny. That's exactly what she sounds like.
She's an Asian?
She claims she's Mexican, but Mal, correct me if I'm wrong. She sounds Asian
And
as
looks
hell.
very Asian.
She
It's really
looks Asian.
strange.
It's-
Does she not know what she is?
It's possible.
Well,
I don't,
no,
we don't.
she's-
We don't really know what she is. I
She's
guess she-
Asian, but she identifies.
Oh, she
Oh, yeah,
just-
you can do that
oh,
now.
she
Yeah,
identifies.
she identifies as a
Okay,
Mexican.
so
Oh,
we want-
maybe that's what
okay,
it
So
is.
she
Maybe that's what it
identifies.
is.
So she is a transracial.
Transracial.
so she identifies her race as being non-binary, and
Got
so
it.
she can
Got
choose
it.
whatever she wants.
Okay, so she's
Anyways,
Mexican.
yeah,
She
Well,
sounds-
anyways, it was funny. There'll be a link to the video after the show.
Right.
But we have a
That's enough
local.
bigger.
Well,
That's
let's
enough bigger.
before we move on to that, it's really fun. There's more to cover on this. Let's throw up the definition of a microaggression. So the only reason that these people hit attack again, this video is vicious. We're not doing it justice. You need to watch it. It's like 10 minutes long, but I swear to God, it's really funny.
It is.
There you go.
It's
So
outrageous.
can we Drew? Can you go ahead and read us off the definition of a microaggression?
The term microaggression was used by Columbia professor Daryl Sue to refer to brief and commonplace daily verbal, behavioral, or environmental indignities, whether intentional or unintentional, that communicate hostile, derogatory, or negative racial slights and insults towards people of color.
Okay, so a microaggression, by definition, is something that you did that you might not have meant to do, but you did anyway, and it offends me, and therefore I can now aggress in a macroaggressive fashion, physically or harassing. But basically, what these people did, they saw this hashtag build the wall shirt, and they took it as grounds to just harass this guy. They called him a racist. They called him stupid. They called him uneducated. They called him everything in the book solely because he was wearing a hashtag build the wall shirt. He didn't go looking for it. The dude doesn't even respond. He's like, I really just don't want to talk to you right now. I just don't want to talk to you right now. I really don't.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. Watch the video. It's really funny. Go ahead, Baker. Tell us about our local SJW meltdown.
Okay.
Ooh.
So we reached out through a mutual friend to a woman about our age. That hold on, let me see if I can find it. Found it. Oh yeah, so there's a woman around here our age. Well, we're based out of Little Rock. For those of you who don't know.
Oh, don't tell him that. Don't tell him that.
Oh, it's too late. It's too late. They already know.
Go ahead.
And she runs a. She's a personality on a very popular radio show. Well, a mutual friend of ours.
I don't know about very popular.
I've never heard of her.
Go ahead.
Mutual friend of ours put her and I in contact, and she's like, yeah. She was at first. She was more than happy to
Go ahead.
help
Just
us.
get to the fucking shit. Go.
In the initial interview, she was bold enough to ask, are any of you guys alt-right? And I explained to
Can
her.
we throw up the graphic?
Yeah,
Okay, so
graphic,
this-
graphic.
there we
This
go.
I'm reading very small print on my computer. She asked, are any of you alt-right? And I said, no, we bash the alt-right as much as we do
SJWs.
SJWs.
Yep.
And then she's like, well, did any of you vote for Donald J. Trump? And to which I replied, LOL, a few of us.
The real answer
She-
is one of us. I'm the
real
only
answer is,
one here who
I
actually
had every
voted for
intention
Donald
now.
Trump.
Her immediate reaction was, sorry, I can't help you. And I was like, excuse me? She said, I wish you, without being rude, I think your podcast is aptly named. Nice to meet you, and good luck getting anywhere with that. She totally dismissed us.
Well, she called us idiots.
She called us idiots and totally dismissed the idea of our podcast.
I'm just gonna say, this is a show called Politics for Idiots.
yeah.
We know.
Yeah, we know.
We get it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
oh, we're idiots? I gave you that information 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You feel like you cracked the case already?
Yeah, that's very insightful.
Good-
It's just
good
so,
job, Sherlock.
So terribly closed-minded by the very tolerant left.
Yeah, exactly. Let's
Exactly.
It just blows my mind.
Shutting
when
down
the
all
tolerant
discourse.
left pushes for this
Q&A.
Q&A time. Okay,
Q&A.
let's
Stuff.
go.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna drop the first one before. Think about your drones, Baker. Think
It's
long.
an easy answer.
Think long and hard.
I actually know things about that.
So speaking of pop culture and identifying as certain things, what object would you identify as, Mao?
What object will I identify as?
Yes,
Oh man. Can I identify as my pocket constitution?
you sure can.
Okay, I identify as my pocket constitution.
Oh, that's great.
I have one. Can you
I
get
love it.
Get it entered. It's in my
I love it.
laptop bag.
I love it.
Go
The
ahead.
Pocket Constitution. Baker, you wanna?
Do I identify with
Pocket
an object?
constitution out of the bag.
A
You know where it
bucket
is.
of lard.
a bucket of lard. That's very
It's
self-deprecating.
in my laptop.
I love it.
I
That's
identify as his
wonderful.
pizza.
That's great.
What about you? What do you identify with any objects?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm gonna think about it, and I'm gonna
This
feel it at the
baseball
end.
bat. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, he likes
baseball bat. I like to hit things in the head. I don't know.
This is my pocket constitution, everybody.
Hey, look at
I
that.
carry it around with me everywhere I go.
He does.
He really does. I've seen him
That's
reading it
the
at work.
truth. He actually carries that around
Okay.
with him.
Am I really answering the drone question?
Yeah, go ahead, field it. So he wants to know in concerns of FAA.
Okay. The FAA's motto, just much like every other government institution, is we're not happy until you're not
Oh,
happy.
yeah. You mind repeating the question for
Oh,
our
okay,
audience?
cool. Yeah.
So pretty much,
I don't
one
have
of the
that
guests
pulled up.
wants to know what our position is on drones and how they, what the FAA is going to
Give your
do
background,
in terms
plug
of
your guys.
regulations.
Plug my guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm a UAV and UAS engineer for a company here based in the local area called ARC UAV. I also run Central Arkansas Drone Repair, and I've been briefly associated with Central Arkansas FPV Racers. The FAA has been the biggest hurdle in my recent life. They came out with a 333 exemption, which it's a requirement for anyone to have to make money off of drones, which is simple as if you go into your backyard and take a video of the surrounding area and put it on YouTube, and then someone puts an ad on your video, that video is now being used for commercial purposes, and you will get fined out the ass.
Sounds about right. Yeah, regulation is bad.
And the FAA, believe it or not, controls anything 4 feet above the ground by itself.
That's funny.
If it's above 4 feet by itself, it's FAA jurisdiction.
I'm 5'9". Do I count?
No,
Okay.
because you're still. I mean, I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. You got another question? We got anything else?
Yeah, sure. So this is from Sean. This is another.
That really wasn't an answer.
Go ahead.
Well, that's your fault. I don't know why you're blaming us.
Yeah.
You can post it on the page.
Move on.
I'll post it on the page.
All right. So another well thought out question from Sean is: even though I don't smoke weed, I don't think the federal or state government should tell what you do with an indigenous plant. That's like saying you can't bake potatoes. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But these Californians want to vote yes on weed and yet vote for more taxes on tobacco. Hypocritical, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's hypocritical.
I think it should be legalized on a federal level.
Yeah, exactly. I think that in order for there to be...
I don't think that it should be legalized on a federal level. That's stupid. I think everything should be... I don't think the federal government should have any say in the matter.
So what about the state?
I think
Yeah,
that what Baker
The
means
state-
is that he doesn't want to see any legislation from the federal government.
One of our
dictating
interns
it.
is throwing me the bird, and I'm not too sure why. I say we throw it back. You too, man. You too.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's the thing. Again, I've said it like 3 times on the show. The only thing I want out of the government is less of it. I think in order for there to be a crime, there has to be a victim. Weed is, I don't give a shit about the studies. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you smoke weed, if you fucking, go into a psychopathic rage. It doesn't matter. It's unless you're hurting anyone else, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree. I think both should be deregulated.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I have a friend
I
who
think
injected the weed.
individuals. I think
Injected
individuals
the
should
weed.
have the
I have a friend who injected the weed one time, and now he's gay.
Oh no!
So
Hey, what do we
marijuana
got
is
on
not a
time?
victimless crime.
What do we got on time?
We got like a couple minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, so
Any more?
just on a side note, no, I don't think I don't have any questions. I
Okay.
just dropped my live feed, but so I had a friend on Facebook the other day drop a question, and this is like kind of like just a casual, hey, I got to take a drug test soon, and they asked, what are ways to get around it? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, and then
How about not posting it on your Facebook feed?
Yeah, this is on Facebook feed. And then in parentheses it says, and I'm not quoting this perfectly, but essentially, if you're conservative, just ignore this.
That's rude.
And I read that, and I was like, why? Why do you not want my opinion?
Yeah, exactly.
What did I do?
The only thing I have to say about this, I think you should be able to smoke till you're stupid.
As a conservative, I would say the federal government has no say in your use of marijuana. Absolutely
think
no
the
say at all.
That being said, as a capitalist, I reserve the rights. What's up? Okay. As a capitalist, I reserve the right of anybody to go ahead and regulate their businesses as possible. So her drug
of course.
test,
No, I'm not
totally
defending.
fine.
Yeah, I'm not defending using it and being employed wherever you want. You know, I mean, if a company says, "Hey, you can't smoke weed and work here,"
Then
that's
the
their
rule.
prerogative. Yeah,
Right.
that's fine.
That's probably why she doesn't want our opinion.
But she just, they just drop in there. Don't ask. They don't want my opinion.
Okay, guys, so we got to wrap it up today. Anyway, thanks everybody who turned in. We try to bring you more quality every week. Sorry we're a little bit more disorganized than we usually are today. We had a whole lot of organizational issues going into this. Again, we're going to come back with you better, bigger next week. More stuff, more bells and whistles. Anything else? Closing thoughts? Anybody?
No, just a big thanks out to the crowd. We had a good crowd today. I appreciate
We
all the
really
comments.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Again, make sure if you haven't already, you like our page, you share our post, everything. Like, share,
Please.
subscribe. We also have an Instagram page now at Ideolitics. Go ahead and like that. Give our pics a like. We've been dropping a whole lot of graphics lately. Again, it's all for you guys. We try to give you as much quality as possible, and it's all free. So keep coming back. We love you guys. This is Politics for Idiots. Do you have something to say, Baker, before we go?
If they have any
That's enough, Baker. That's enough, Baker.